All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who teach well. Much peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. You brothers and you sisters, wholeheartedly waiting upon the Lord Yahweh to send His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, to deliver us from this captivity. TLC Shalom. It's going to be an in-transit video. It's going to be real quick through the Spirit. And I just wanted to speak on, man, I just got through scrolling the gram, and there's a video that came up. I might put it in the post-production, I'm not sure yet. But you got this this young Northern Kingdom chick with 3 kids, basically saying that, you got to come with 130K. You gotta have your own properties. You gotta have 2 jobs and a side. You gotta have a job and 2 side hustles. And coming with all these different stipulations of what a man needs to have in order for her to date him or be with him. And it just kind of sparked that thought in my head where we're really coming into Isaiah 4:1. Quicker than what we realize. With this whole Donald Trump thing with the tariffs, that's getting a lot of attention. You had Jake come up to me at work yesterday, I believe. Yeah, he came up to me either yesterday or the day before yesterday, and then he said, "Hey man, what you think about them tariffs?" A nigga never in his life talked about anything political or anything that was going on in the world. It's always been like folly. But obviously this tariff war is inciting a lot of people to have questions. It's causing doubts, causing worry. And a lot of these women, they feel it as well. But what these people do, especially these women, they like to believe in the lie. When the scriptures talk about the prophets, where it says prophesy deceits. Isaiah Isaiah 30:10, which say to the seers, see not, to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So these people, they love lies. They love believing in that which is not true, especially if it sounds good, if it feels good. Women love the idea of being independent, not needing a man, not being submissive. Right? They love the idea of that, but in reality, now why would you break like this? Goodness gracious. In reality, women need men more than men need women. Now, we both need each other, obviously, procreation. However, a woman is just go this way. A woman needs a man not only because they are the weaker vessel, but mainly because they are the weaker vessel. You see? They need protection. You need to be protected. Who's going to protect you during the time of trouble? You can't protect yourself. Are you going to use a weapon? What when that gun doesn't work anymore, what are you going to do then? So, and during the time of Isaiah 4:1, you're not going to need to have a job that pays 130K. You're not gonna need to be 6 foot. You're not gonna need to have a 3-story house with 6 bedrooms or whatever. Isaiah 4:1, it says what? And it shall come to pass. Hold up. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So they're going to be reproached. When you look into a reproach of a woman, it goes into not having children. You know, not having children. A reproach, being called an old maid. Right? And the main reproach that's going to come is during Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30:7. This time that will be like never before on the earth. You're going to need protection. You're going to need a man. You're going to need that hedge. Isaiah 32 talks about a man shall be a covert from the wind. A rock in a weary land. Or as a great rock in a weary land, and as rivers of water. Right? So how about Shimei Shai is setting his men apart? There's going to be an elect man. It's going to be an elect man. You know, right now, Jake in the world, they doing what they do. You know, people. These women gravitate to Esau. They gravitate to Pookie and Ray Ray. You know, so right now is their time. They get the so-called cream of the crop, the top tier women. But when Jacob's trouble comes, that's when the Lord's going to send the women that he wants to, you know, be either protected or delivered, you know, to the prophets, to the men of the Lord. A lot of these women are going to die. You see, that woman in that video, she's most likely going to die. She's not going to repent. She's not going to humble down. You know, she thinks because she's light-skinned, she got nice curly hair, you know, pretty face, and she probably has somewhat of a decent body. If you got 3 kids, I don't know how good your body is after 3 kids, you know. But she's proud. A lot of these women are proud. You know, and Esau Edom has forged this society to allow the pride of women to exceed beyond measure. Right? The queen of heaven spirit, which is going to collapse. The scriptures talk about that. The Lord is going to visit the idols of Egypt. The spirit of Egypt shall fail. You know? So, hey, to the brothers out there who may not have a woman, you know, you might be burning or whatever. Just hey, at the very end of the day, bro, we are almost we're at the very end of this thing. You know, if you really have to, you know, pray to the Lord, you know, so you can, you know, do what you got to do, handle your business. But we are almost out of here. All right, this society is about to collapse. You know, Apostle Tahar did a video recently about the tariffs. Caused about a $6 trillion in stock market value, you know, to fall. So what does that mean? When the stock market starts to crash, the economy starts to crash. When the economy starts to crash, there is no more recommendations. There is no more expectations, right? Or I expect him to have this, or I expect him to have that. Or he has to be like this, he has to be this tall, he has to be this age, 25 to 35, with a 6-figure job, his own, like shit is ridiculous. What 25 to 35-year-old on this earth has that much substance and wealth? That's the 1%. You want but that's the delusion of the woman. She'll tell you she wants this and that and all of this. Oh, you got to come with this and that and the 4th and the 5th. But what your kid's father got? What your baby daddy's got? Are they 6-figure workers with their own 3-story house and 6 bedrooms? Are they in their 20s to 35s? No. There's some niggas off the block that was selling dope that you decided to let nut inside of you, and now you got kids by him. So now you want to say, oh, well, I need a man that's gonna be able to take care of me and my baby kids. Nah. That's not gonna happen. You and your kids are gonna die. You're gonna eat them kids, actually, in the famine. You got 3 meals. You better ration them out. It's about to get bad out here, man. It's about to get very fucking bad out here. The Lord is not playing. And all of these people out here who want to continue to be proud, the scriptures say, why is earth and ashes proud? You know? So I'm gonna end it there. I don't want to go too much into this topic. Just real quick, I just want to go through that because, you know, you got camps out there that's teaching, you know, Isaiah 4:1 is going to start in the kingdom. And how does that happen? How is that possible? When the scriptures talk about that, the Lord is going to wipe away all tears. There will be no more reproach for our women in the kingdom of heaven. The reproach happens now. The reproach is going to start here. And then scriptures talk about that she shall be saved through childbearing, if she continue in sobriety and holiness. You see? So you men out there that's trying to appease to these women's emotions, because that's all it is. You teach the monogamous thing because you want women to come flock to your congregation so you can get money out of them, or so you can play matchmaker. And that's not what this is about, man. It's about teaching the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So you niggas are gonna get it too. Out here teaching that Isaiah 4:1 is not gonna happen until the kingdom of heaven. How the hell is that gonna? How is that gonna work? So I'm ended there. I'm giving all praise again to Yahweh Shem Yahushua Bashem Kagadash. The Apostle Nels Great Millstone. Shalom.
These are the requirements that you need to have in order to date me, a single mom of 3 kids. Number 1 is that you need to be making at least $130K a year, and you need to have at least 2 side hustles. If you cannot make $130K or more, then you are out of my fucking league. How do you expect to give me money for my kids if you only make $50K a year? Second is I don't date men that are younger than me because for obvious reasons. So if you are 26 and over, then you qualify. 26 to 35 is the age limit. Okay, I feel like 35 is pushing it because they look old as fuck already. So I'm 26, I'm a baby, so yeah. You have to have at least 3 cars under your name. Your second car has to have 8 seats because I have 3 kids. So I want them to be comfortable whenever we go with you on a trip or something. You want me to come with you, I'm gonna bring my kids, and you need to have enough space for my kids. So that's why I require you to have an SUV and a vehicle of your own if you're gonna be dating me. Another requirement is that you have to have, these are the requirements, that you have a property under your name, and you have to be looking into getting your second property. You have to get a home that has 6 rooms because each of my kids have to be in their own room. So you have to be considerate. Purchase a house that has 6 rooms because that's only common sense. Like, and if you cannot meet those requirements, then you're not the fucking one. Last requirement is that it has to be pink. If it's not pink, no. Pink and brown go together. Pink and brown, like what? Duvalin, you know? Have a property under your name and